Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here, and still the COVID edition. So let's call a guy who I saw the other day, and he's a very funny man, Chen. I love this guy. He's very funny. Hello.
Hello.
Is that Chen?
Is that Dave O'Neill?
It's me, mate. It's good to speak to you. Sorry, I know you're going out soon. You've got something to do, have you?
Yes.
But
I'm so sorry, but I forgot that we were doing this today.
No, I'd forgotten too. Don't worry, because I talked to you. You've been filming a show. I mean, it was in the paper. So you're doing Kitty Flanagan's new sitcom. You're in it. Yeah. I was in it briefly.
Yes.
We actually did a scene together. We can't give any details away, but
can't give any details, but it will make you hungry.
Yeah. It was an honour to act with you, and I said, "Can you do my podcast?" Because I don't talk to enough Sydney comics, and you're a Sydney comic, but you're in Melbourne at the moment. How's it going living in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's so crazy that you're doing this over the phone, but I still have to be in Melbourne to do it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have your number or anything, so I mean, I could have asked someone, I suppose. Just...
it's been good being in Melbourne. It's crazy. I came here about a week before the ease restrictions, and it was hard, but we did it, you know.
It's hard filming with that kind of stuff, yeah.
No, Melbourne's so good.
You love Melbourne. I mean, you've done, how many comedy festivals have you done now?
I've done maybe 3 or 4. 4, I'd say. Even 5. What about you?
20 maybe. But that's not. But that's. I've done group shows. I've done solo shows. Maybe 10. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 solo shows for this whole time.
I stopped counting after a while. Even though they always put it on your bio that I've done 16. I said, I've done more than 16. But, and then it changed to I've done 16 national comedy clubs. And someone made fun of it the other day when it was...
16 national comedy clubs?
Well, what does that actually mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. I think is the comedy clubs broadcast everywhere, or have you been to 16 different venues? Because that's a lot of...
I think it just means I've been to Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide. They're all national. So did you start in Class Clowns, Aaron?
Did I what?
Did you do Class Clowns?
Yeah, in 2011 I did. Yeah.
So you were at school, you weren't like...
No, I was at school, yeah.
And this was
15.
Oh, so you were really quite young. So was this in Sydney or?
It was in Sydney, big city, city of dreams. And then, yeah, I did it. And then I went and did the clubs shortly after my first time. I didn't win in 2011, but then I went and did the clubs and practiced for a year. And everyone else who did Class Clowns never did that.
No.
So it shows that hard work really pays off.
And so what school did you go to in Sydney? What sort of school did you go to? Because not all schools do Class Clowns.
No, I think my school didn't do it. I just signed up for it.
Oh.
And went. It was not in the school.
Yeah, right. So your school didn't do it.
No.
Gee, you must have been a very determined young man.
I don't think I was. I was just doing speeches in school, and then I typed into Google, how do you do funny speeches outside of school?
Right.
And it was actually stand-up comedy was the closest thing.
I think I was talking to someone else about that. Oh, I think it was... God, I can't remember how we all did funny speeches at 21st and stuff, and we were always called upon. Because once you did one and killed it, they're like, get that guy. I remember doing them at people I didn't even know that well, but they just get me up and so you could roast a few people, you know. Like. So what school? What sort of school did you go to? I'm trying to get a picture of your background.
I went to like a academic public school type thing, selective school. I don't know if you have that here.
We do. We have Melbourne High. We have Macrop High in Melbourne.
High. So our school used to play against Melbourne High in a annual sports competition, and we'd lose every year.
Yeah. So when I went to a normal high school, my brother went to Melbourne High for one day because he was really smart. But he this was in the late 70s, and they told him to wear a tie and cut his hair. And so he came home and went, "Fuck that, I'm not fucking going there. I'm not going." So,
what school did you go to?
Mitcham High. So it's like in the outer suburbs. Of
one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's turned out a lot of good talent. Mitcham High. And so, where'd you grow up in Sydney? And what did your parents do? Because I saw some of your stand-up and you're talking about your dad.
Yes.
So they obviously, do they have ambition for you to be... Because if you're sending your kid to one of those schools, you want your son to be a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, not a comic.
My dad was the foremost comedian in China, and my mum was
What?
Ali Wong, and it was like some sort of and the baby in her last special, that was me.
That was you.
So it was like from the Chinese Communist Party. It was kind of like a stage, you know, because Yao Ming was meant to be like dating the center of the women's basketball team, but they reckon the communist government did that to try to produce like the next best basketball player.
Now
that was me, but for comedy.
You don't have to give funny answers, but you can if you want. I reckon your dad or mum would have been mid-level professionals who they came to China, and I reckon were you born here? I reckon you were born here.
Mm-hmm.
But they were born in China. They were hardworking, may have owned a small business. I don't know what they did. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Yes, my dad owned a small business.
Oh, see, there you go. I sort of had it partly right.
What's the business?
Oh, I don't want to go into stereotypes, but I'm thinking electronics.
Have you heard of a small business called Samsung?
Yeah.
No, my dad sold ads in a newspaper, like a real estate newspaper.
Yep. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. It's a hard job.
He would hustle people.
It's a hustle. So that's where you got the gift of the gab, Aaron. That's where you got the... And what? And what did you... And what did Mum do?
My mum died when I was really young. Yeah. Maybe should have given it funny.
I don't know if this is serious or not, but anyway, we'll move on. But what did your parents say when you said you're going to be a comic? What did they say? What did he say?
I wasn't ever going to be a comic. I just did comedy until I was a comic.
Yeah.
Type thing. Like I was just doing open mics, and it was always a hobby. You know?
Yes.
I still went to uni in the middle of it.
Yes. What did you do at uni? You're pretty smart.
I did an arts degree.
That's disappointing for your parents. Straight away. I see that as a disappointment.
Well, yeah, I guess like my dad didn't care at that point. It was just like,
at least he's at uni. At least he's at uni.
Yeah. And then
he could transfer to law at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he was like very chill about it all by that point. Like, do what you want.
Yeah, that's good.
I was studying art history, and my dad like paints and whatnot, so he likes it.
Oh, that's good. I can see a similar thing. I mean, I was probably a bit older than you when I was 24 when I started, but I'd moved out of home. I was doing it as a hobby, and then they'd ask me, what are you doing?
So what did your parents say?
They didn't really say much.
They're like, oh, yeah, we don't actually care about your future.
They were happy I had a teaching degree behind me and I could always teach.
Yeah.
And they always maintain that Mark, my middle brother, was funnier than me. I don't know why he's not doing comedy, but you are. So there was that, Mark should do comedy. Why are you doing it? So anyway.
That's so funny. What does he do now?
He works as a tech in a school. So he was the one tradesman of there's 4 boys in my family, and my father was a trades teacher. He was in the Air Force and stuff, and he wanted us to be tradesmen because that was his world. He wanted us to be plumbers but Mark was the only one who left school and became one of them. And then he worked for Telstra for years. He used to be in those little tents on the footpath, those, when you walk past.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those guys. And then he just got sick of it and then got a job in a school as a tech.
Yeah.
So the guy that comes, when your computer breaks and I need help, and the tech turns up, that's him. But he likes it. He likes it.
I'm glad to hear it.
That'd be the sort of role that you would...
Have you ever tried to...
Go on.
Yeah, you go.
No, you go. I want to hear what you said.
You go. You had a riff. I just had a question.
I was going to say, that'd be the sort of role that you would be given in a TV show, the school tech. They would say, Aaron Chen, perfect as the school tech. Yeah,
I'd love to play a school tech.
Yeah.
This is, can't say much about this TV show, but it is my second time in an office. That's a succulent clue.
Yes.
Will that be bleeped out?
No, but it had in the paper because I do a podcast with Kitty Flanagan, and she's always hesitant to talk about it, and I say, it's in the paper. I read you're doing a show about a lawyer. So my rule is, if it's in the paper and the ABC and whoever who's funding it have released some details that it's about a lawyer.
You can say what's in the paper.
Yeah. And so you play someone in the office.
I mean, it was on Chortle, so it's real news.
It's on Chortle. You ever been reviewed on Chortle?
I have been, yeah.
And by who's the one guy, Steve Bennett?
Steve Bennett.
And what did he say about you? Surely complimentary.
Yeah, it was just like moderately complimentary to medium, which is good. That's what you hope for.
He reviewed me once.
How'd you go?
Yeah, good, because it was the same year I got a 1-star review in the Herald Sun.
Why did they give you 1 star?
Well, they came to the show and didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, no, he came on the guy came on the opening night, right?
Yeah.
I was in the council chambers. For anyone that's been to the comedy festival, they don't do shows anymore. It's where they actually have the council meetings, and it's like a church. It's got a dome in the ceiling, so it's not a great room for comedy. You and I know that the physical particulars of a room help. You do a gig in a basement, it's great because there's a low ceiling, all the laughs. But if you do a gig in like a church or a courtroom, it's not great.
Yeah, a lot of variables.
And that's what happened, and it wasn't a great night. But they put a big photo of me and it had 1 star. Anyway, and then the guy from Chortle, I didn't even know the guy from Chortle came, and then someone
Steve
said,
Bennett.
Yeah, someone said, you've got another review, and
he redeemed you.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yeah, so reviews are really, nothing really. We shouldn't really put so much emphasis on them, but
yeah.
But you do. And for people that don't know, Chortle is a British website, and it's probably the best comedy website in the world for reviewing comics and whatever. Is it? It's just probably held up in some esteem. Yeah.
It's a blog.
It's a blog. It's a blog. I'm trying to remember the first time I met you. I do that on this podcast. I met you at the European Bar, I think, in Melbourne.
Wow.
And you were very funny. You did a routine, and I tried to find it on the internet, and I don't know if it's on there, but you used to do a routine about a skinhead standing up for you. Is that right? A Nazi skinhead?
Yeah, wow. That was like... You have a good memory.
I just remember finding it very funny because I remember your underestimate joke, which I saw.
Yeah. Yes.
With the guy, I love your point. The guy bumps into you, and then he pretends that you bumped into him. One of those guys.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You underestimate me," and you go, "I can't remember how it goes." Do you still do that routine?
You underestimate? Not really. No. I think if I'm doing like some type of country town gig, where no one knows who I am and I'm bombing, I'll whip it out.
It's a good solid
And-
routine. You go, you underestimate how much I...
My ability to estimate.
Yeah. Is that the routine with the skinhead in it, or is that a different routine?
It's a different
Okay.
gag, I think. Yeah.
It's another...
I can't even really remember the particulars of the skinhead one, but I have vague recollection of doing it,
I remember you're conflicted because the skinhead is standing up for you, and you're like, "Oh, thanks, mate, but I don't really want you." I can't remember. I found it very funny, and I remember telling you on the
Thank you.
night.
So that's when we met at the Euro.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But then you've been in so many TV shows now. You're in small business, very small business.
Yeah, were you on that as well?
No, but I love that show. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, you know Robin and Wayne and
I know Wayne and Robin. Yeah. They're very fun. They did Upper Middle Bogan. Yeah, no, I love their work.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
No, you did a great job there. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because some comics, they don't get any of that acting work, but you've nailed it. You can obviously act, Aaron.
I don't know. I think I don't need someone Chinese.
Yeah, but they wouldn't get you if you were no good.
Yeah, there are other Chinese people.
Yeah.
You're right. Thanks for saying that.
Well, you know what? They try you out once and then go, nah. That's what happens. You see that happen. Yeah. Nah, he's not Aaron Chen. No, we'll just put a cross against his name from now on. I know he's Chinese and we need Chinese, but he's no good. But
you're always acting.
No, I'm not. No, you've mixed me up with someone else. You've mixed me up with Hugh Grant.
Well, I've seen you one day in this year, and that day you were acting.
Yeah, but I haven't acted. I didn't. No,
So
look, over the 30 years of doing stand-up, I have done some acting, but more just appearing as myself on panel shows.
Yeah.
More of that kind of
that's awesome.
That's good
What's
fun.
your favourite of the panel shows?
Oh, I'll probably Spicks and Specs because I love music. I love rock music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I used to go on The Fat a lot, which was about sport, but I'm not that into sport, so I don't know much about sport.
But you'll do it regardless.
Oh, yeah, if they asked me why not. I said to the guy, I was in the pilot, I said, I don't know that much about sport. He goes, don't worry, just be funny. Which is, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you became semi-famous.
That's the job.
That's a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you became semi-famous for going to the soccer and doing that, like a cross or vox pops, and everyone got the soccer fans got angry.
Yes, but I actually grew up watching soccer.
Oh, so you knew soccer?
Yeah, I was in the ABC office one day, or maybe not ABC, but some other type of office like that. And someone just looked around and was like, "Do you know any comedians who like soccer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like soccer." And then but then I gave a list of different names, and then I got called the next day being like, "Do you want to do the halftime at the game?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I just started writing really stupid things for it. And I think I could write really dumb gags for it because I knew about it.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, but it was really funny. I thought it was really funny. I mean, but sport, people get really enraged, I've found over the years, if you have a go at their code and make fun of them. They don't.
I think
soccer in Australia as well, football, is
more because they feel like they're in the corner because they're not rugby league or
AFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they get angry. They get really angry, and they think you're really having a go at them. The few times that I've tweeted about AFL and had a crack at someone, people lose their minds. Literally, I'm going to come and kill you because you insulted my favourite player. Okay. Okay. I might leave that alone.
Totally.
But Aaron, have you been doing many gigs in Sydney? Now, I mean, we just came out of lockdown here, and there are some gigs going in Sydney, aren't there? Or?
Yeah, I think this whole time I've done less than 10, but more than 3 maybe. I haven't been that hot on it, or that I've been enjoying not doing it.
Yeah, right. Oh, yes, that's interesting. So some people are so desperate to get back up there, but you're not.
Well, I think because I know it's there, like I can do one every now and then. There's like, it's good because there's like no pressure to do any new. So
Yes.
like, but also kind of doesn't feel exactly the same as when comedy was on type thing.
No, it'd be different, slightly different, I'd
Yeah.
say.
So it's like, I'll do it when I do it, you know.
Mate, when your acting's finished, you're acting at the moment. You're a big star. You have to go to the AFT, what do they call the AFI Awards, the Logies, that kind of thing.
The Logies.
Yeah. You'll get back up there. But, okay,
Yeah.
you've got to, you're heading out soon. So where are you what are you
I will
doing in Melbourne on a Sunday? What are you actually
I'm
doing?
going to this 50 household party with it's an anti-mask sort of protest, and they're
What?
doing a speech there. Yeah, I'm the ambassador for the anti-maskers. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just going to the park meeting a friend.
Again, I can't tell whether you... I know you're not being serious, but when you first said it, this is why you're a good actor. I believe everything you say.
Sorry, Dave. Never believe me.
Well, it's good that you've got friends down here, because it can
it is good.
It can be lonely when you're touring or
Can
whatever.
be. Especially during lockdown.
Oh, terrible. Yeah.
Terrible.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Dave.
No, hang on. I haven't finished. I've got to ask you these 3 questions, but it's quick.
Yeah, go.
It's quick, and then you can go.
Yes.
I want you to go and meet your friend.
I'll answer them in full honesty.
Well, you don't have to. What was the last thing you cooked? That's a question.
So I've been here in lockdown, and my kitchen's very limited.
Sure.
But I did cook something. I cooked golden curry, which is like Japanese curry.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, really good.
So you actually made it or reheated it or bought it from somewhere?
I made it, yeah.
You made it?
Yeah, I made it, but I didn't make it because sometimes you can make it from scratch, but I just don't have it all. So I bought the cubes that turn into powder.
Yeah.
And you just cook the ingredients and then you mix in the...
Oh,
roux.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
What's the last thing you cooked?
Well, we had dim sims for lunch, but I didn't make them. I just put them in the pan.
Yeah.
But last night I made... Yeah, dim sims are good. They're good. Love dim sims. But last night I made... what did we have last night? I've got 3 children and a partner, and we had... Let's just tell... apricot chicken. Have you ever had apricot chicken?
Yeah. Yummy.
It's a classic Aussie bogan kind of dish, but it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
But then again, it could have been taken from somewhere else. It might have come from somewhere else. I don't know who got the idea to put apricot and chicken together.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's good because you put a bit of cumin, whatever it's called, cumin, and it's a bit a bit nice, a bit spicy. That was good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
Second last question, then you can go and meet your friend to your anti-masking rally. I want to see you on the news getting dragged away, and then tomorrow at filming. Where's Aaron? No, he got arrested. He's an anti-vaxxer or something. Something happened.
Anti-vaxxer.
Anti-vaxxer.
Yes.
What was the last thing you watched or listened to? Yeah, what have you been watching, Aaron? I reckon you'd have good recommendations.
I'm literally watching a football documentary called All or Nothing Tottenham Hotspurs.
Oh, yes, I've seen that advertised.
Have you seen it?
No, I've seen it advertised.
Yeah.
Again, you're into soccer, so I get it. Apparently it's amazing. It's amazing.
Too. Yeah, it is. It is really good. The whole series is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even Julia Zamiro is watching it. And she hates soccer.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't hate it, but
she's no big fan.
No big fan.
Right, you're name dropping again. She's just... Is that who you're meeting in the pub? You're meeting Julia Zamiro in the pub?
Yeah, we're doing rock quiz.
Yeah. In the beer garden for 20 people, but it's going to be good. Rock quiz, what a good show. Okay, last question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What was the last bit of human contact you had? Now that's going to be interesting because you're by yourself.
Human contact.
Who did you last see or speak to? Or touch?
I last spoke to, saw and touched. It must have been... I don't think I saw anyone yesterday. So Friday, I saw at a few different people at different times. I saw the people on the show and people like Ben Russell. I saw Maggie
And his partner Maggie.
He's a friend of yours, Ben Russell and Maggie.
Sorry,
They're friends of yours.
they are.
Very funny. A very funny couple.
I love them.
Oh yeah, Ben Russell's hilarious. He does that. I got to interview him. That's a good idea. I'm going to interview him. Again, I love his routine
Get him
about.
to do some voices.
Yes, but he'll be like you. He'll put Louis Theroux, and I'm like, I don't even know. Am I talking to Louis Theroux? I'm such a sucker. I'm like, what's happening? I love the routine he does about going to the water park in Perth and those guys in charge and in charge of the water slide, which was such a thing when we were growing up. Those guys that had those jobs, whether it was at the pinball parlor or the water park or the. And they,
so funny.
And they would wield power over us young teenagers like that. But when you think about it, they were losers. But it seems so cool. All right, Aaron. That's it, mate. Thanks. Now
Thank you so much, Dave.
Oh, look,
take care of yourself.
It's been great. And Aaron, we should just mention you're on Twitter and stuff. Is that where we can find you?
Yeah.
Aaron Chen. And just Google Aaron Chen because his stand up is very funny. If you haven't seen him do stand up, it is on YouTube and stuff. He's a very funny man. Aaron Chen. Aaron Chen, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave O'Neill.
All right.